Honestly, it seems our judicial system is beginning to work because justice is beginning to prevail in our country. Forget about the political system, theirs is entirely on a different ball game. Yes, because for a person of this caliber, this status in our society, to have been involved in this kind of delicate and something dreadful issue as this, and this case lingered from 2020 until this present date. That was yesterday. That was 2 days ago when the offender was brought to book. It's something to be applauded, or it's something to be talked about when it comes to our judicial system, how they worked. I am really proud of them this time around. Yes, especially the judge that handled this case in Lagos State on the 24th of this very month. Meanwhile, this is a case of a medical doctor, a cancer research founder. You know, he runs a foundation where people goes in to scream for cancer for free of charge. Such a good work, such a kind-hearted man. Unfortunately, he didn't really consider his status, his good work, that he has families and friends, work colleagues looking up to him. He stooped so low, descended so low as to going to have an affair with his wife's niece. And the wife's niece, as at that time, was just 15 years old. This case, they started in 2020. Yes. And guess what happened? When your wife is bearing witness against you in a law court, your own don't finish, your own don't figure, you don't maybe that. This was the case of this medical practitioner. The wife was the major witness against him in court. Now, at first, he denied not being guilty of this, just like his lawyer claimed that the wife put up this allegation in order to have him put behind, and then the wife would take over his property. This was the arguments brought up by these doctors. What is his name again? Dr. Olufemi Olayeye. Sorry if I pronounced that name wrongly. Dr. Olufemi Olaleye. I think that's the right one. Okay, so what happened? This medical doctor had the wife's niece living with them. You know, Nigerian family, the way they are. When I was living in Lagos a couple of years ago, my niece was living with me as well. So this is just the situation. But then this medical doctor groomed this girl. They even had CCTVs in the house. He would take him to possibly a place where the CCTV would not see, just like the wife stated in the law court, and then was having a carnal knowledge of this girl. He did not even start with that alone. He started showing this girl pornographic movies, and from there he started defiling this girl. That wasn't enough. He introduced this girl to oral sex. I mean, you know what that means. You know, so a whole lot of that he did. And he threatened this girl. This was the one that broke the wife's, this was the level that broke the camel back. He threatened the girl not to talk, not to tell anyone, else he would silence the girl. So the driver of the house got to know about this. And then this very young girl confided to the aunt, who later reported to the man's wife, Mrs. Olufemi or Mrs. Olaleye. I think I'm right now with the pronunciation. You know, so this was how the wife got to know. And the wife reported this case to the police. From there, it lingered on when this man denied that he did not do something like that. At first, the court seized this property that was in 2020 and collected his international passport, and then took away his international passport, which was, he has a British citizenship. I just hope he has given the wife and their two children this citizenship, yes, so that the wife and the children could find their way abroad. Just like they've just concluded this case 2 days ago. So you can imagine the status of this man, having gone to school, became a doctor, and then you meet patients, colleagues, tiny women, mosquito-shaped women, elephant-shaped women and ladies. You have a wife with 2 children. It wasn't enough for you. You stoop too low to your wife's niece, underage, even if she's overage. He started having an affair and threatening her not to talk, not to say anything. In fact, you destroy the girl's life. This is what I am to say. Yes, a 15-year-old girl in your own care as a medical doctor, as a professional, you just damaged the girl's life. This was what this man did, and he was denying it right in the court. According to the judge, he didn't show remorse. I honestly wondered why this man did something like this, considering his level in the society, people looking up to him, people he has to account for, the families and friends were wishers and enemies, you know. And then this must have been a very difficult decision for the wife to have stood against his own husband in a law court. You can imagine the heartbreaking situation because of the threatening and all what have you. And people see you as a good person. People respect this doctor in public. Yet he was just a snake in a green grass right inside his home. I know in African setting, especially in a Nigerian society, when things like this happen, especially when the man behaves, people would be like, the woman should forgive. The woman should have forgiven. I know that they must have pleaded with this woman severally. It lingered for 3 years, 2020 until 2023. This is 3 long years. They must have spoken to this woman, bribe her, and please forgive her. Or the families must have come together to tell her, to withdraw this case against the husband. But who knows how arrogant, just like the man was arrogant in the court, like the judge stated. He wasn't remorseful. Maybe this was exactly what gave the wife the audacity to keep on pushing. So making sure that he gets punished for committing such a heinous crime. Because sexual abuse, sexual assault is a crime in our Nigerian constitution. And he was charged. Look at him as he was being escorted away from the court to go serve his life imprisonment. He's going behind for life after how many years of hard work. A lot of men, they do this behind closed doors with their maids, their helps, their wife's sister, and yet nobody knows about it. They got away with it because of the kind of society where we are. They bribe their way through with whomever they are doing this shit with under the nose of their wives, their family, and they still go to church, they go to mosque to pretend to be good. People hail them, people worship them in our current society. Even as somebody is watching this, the person will be like, what does the wife stand to gain now that the man has gone in, now that the man is going behind for life? What is the happiness of this man? And do not be surprised. I just hope that the family of this man wouldn't go after the wife, because they might be like, he has taken their son behind. She shouldn't be walking freely. I don't know. But some Nigerians can be that mean. They can stretch issue this far. I just hope that the woman finds her way abroad with her little ones. Because this is just an indelible, something that she wouldn't forget. Even the families, the friends, those who have benefited from this man's charity, the Cancer Charity Foundation he runs. They wouldn't, in any way believe that this man could have done something like this. If every family, every marriage, if they are to be reporting cases like this, honestly, a lot of homes would have been broken. Thank goodness, this very judge, they were not able to bribe this judge. Yes, he stood for justice. And in his final statements, the judge said, look at what the judge said. So the judge actually described this doctor as dangerous offender who did not show any sign of remorse at all. And the judge further stated that Dr. Olufemi must be confined to the prison for a long period of time as proof that Nigeria's justice system frowns on sexual violence. And that means he's actually trying to clear the name of the Nigerian justice system, because lately people have lost interest, trust, considering this presidential election and all what have you. We have seen it all. Nobody trusts the justice system in our country. But this man, there was another video where he made a statement saying that at least people should be happy with the Nigerian justice system for the case of this man. For 3 long years, you can imagine what they have done behind, trying to put this case away. But when your wife and 6 others. So 5 others, the wife, the girl involved, because that girl is currently 18 years at the moment. This happened in 2020. She's 18 now. You know, the driver, another doctor, 6 witnesses in the court, with the wife being the principal witness against the man, against the doctor. No going out. So this was what really put the man down. When you could not plead with your wife to let go, do you know how many times this man must have? Though the Bible said 70 times 70. That's how many times you have to forgive. But this must have pierced the wife's soul, not just heart. Everything is broken. She couldn't take it anymore, because she could have asked every other person, please, let's forgive my husband and let's just put this case aside. But it didn't happen. She stood her ground. How about this young girl? You know, oh my God, my auntie's husband taught me how to do this. Can you just imagine what this girl would, I mean, the memories she would grow up with in her life? Her auntie's husband did that. A doctor introduced her to whatever, pornography, and then oral sex, and then the bedmatic sex, and all whatever, whether a standing or be the bend down or a chinyere does not know. But it's such a nightmare for this young girl. She's gonna grow up with this. This is what most men don't know when they carry out or when they perpetuate all these evils through the movement. You know, you keep on wasting and brainwashing young girls that you are supposed to teach virtue. You keep on confusing them. This is so wrong. Anyway, guys, this is it for this content. I beg your pardon.